first question, Sam, is do you believe in God at all?
I believe that there is some form of supernatural power that must have created us.
Okay. So you believe that's more reasonable than that this blob just kind of started and that just developed over time?
Well, if a blob started, what started the blob?
Do you believe that God is personal in any way?
I believe it depends on the person.
Uh-huh.
Like, you have to decide whether or not it's personal.
So you believe that truth is based on what someone believes? Or
Yes.
truth is true regardless of what someone believes?
Truth is what society deems to be true.
Okay, alright. So, you have a car?
Yes.
Where is it, if you don't mind me asking?
In the parking lot?
Which one? Don't worry, I'm not gonna take it.
Bigelow's.
Bigelow's, okay. So if to me, that car is not parked in Bigelow's, is that true?
Well, if you don't believe that's Bigelow's parking lot, then yes.
So if I don't believe your car is parked at Bigelow's, then your car really isn't there.
Sure.
Okay, but you believe it's there.
I believe it's there because society has told me that it's there.
So what I'm getting at, is there a difference between beliefs and truth?
Yes.
Okay, there is. So would you say it's true that your car is parked at Bigelow's?
I believe that it's true that my car is parked at Bigelow's because that's my own personal belief.
Right, but is that true? Is that fact?
Everyone else would probably say it's fact.
Does that make it fact?
That's what society is saying that it is.
Right. So society said your car isn't there, but it really is. It isn't.
Say that again?
If society says that your car really isn't there,
If society
is it still there?
If society says that isn't there, then to them it must not be there.
Right.
I would still believe it's there because
But is it
that's
there?
how I know it.
But is it there, regardless of what they believe? Is it there? Or do you not believe in the is?
I'm not really sure.
Okay. Your view that truth is relative, right? That view. If that's true, then your view is relative, which means it's not true, right?
Yeah.
So you admit that what you believe isn't true. In fact, it's irrelevant whether it's true or not because it's simply what you believe. And I can interpret everything you said as to say that, hey, there's one truth and the Bible is God's word and it hasn't been changed and there is a God who's personal. Yeah?
Yep.
You have a bank account?
Yes.
What if you went to the bank and you're smiling because you're going and the teller said, Sam, well to me, you said I want $100 and he says, well to me you only have 100 pennies in here. Would you be okay with that?
Oh, I'd be pissed.
You would. Why is it okay for or not okay for your bank teller to have a different view in that situation?
Because that situation, we have different beliefs, and I'm pretty sure the computer would say something different.
Right? But then again, his perspective of that computer, like the perspective of the car at Bigelow's, could change reality. So according to him, it's not there. I mean, isn't that fair for him to do that if that's what you do with your car at Bigelow's?
I suppose it's fair for him to believe that, but it's also having an impact on my life. Like, usually someone else's beliefs isn't going to impact you directly.
Okay, so as long as it doesn't impact people's lives, it's okay to be a relativist, but when it does impact them, then you can't be a relativist anymore?
It depends on whether or not you're directly impacting. Like, do you know that you're causing an impact?
Right. Okay, so if you knew, Sam, that you were causing an impact, in that case, you have to go back to absolutism, right? But then if your philosophy in life is nothing is true unless it's based on one's beliefs, even that isn't true. So it really doesn't matter. I guess what I'm trying to get at, Sam, is, and I'm trying to understand where you're coming from and reason from it. It would be impossible for us to have a conversation unless we believed in absolutes.
I don't think so. I think if we didn't believe in absolutes, it would probably turn into more of a debate.
Right. But what I just said, you understood what I said. In fact, you believed exactly what I meant by it, exactly as I meant it, and there was no confusion. But if relativism is true, I could say, Sam, what's your name? And you could say, hey, the sky is blue. And then you could say, so Seth, where are you from? And I might say, hey, did you ever eat green leaves before? You see what I mean? If you take your position, and I say this in all respect, if you take it to its logical conclusion, nothing means anything. And yet, your belief that everything is relative, that belief is an absolute. So you do believe in absolutes.
Apparently.
Yeah. Are you okay with that?
I suppose so.
Yeah. Do you ever wonder if the purpose for which you live, is it fulfilling? Is it meaningful? Or is it more I'm just kind of here and go as things go?
I was actually writing a book about this earlier.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Wow, talk about good timing. And what's that book about?
It was basically, it started out with saying how it would be nice if I could find my purpose. Because we aren't born knowing why we're born.
Right.
And I have a hard time wondering if everyone wonders why, or if they just follow through life the way they're told they should.
It's a good question. I think a lot of people at least think about it some, but some people, they drug themselves up on temporary pleasure, so they don't have to think about it. But other people who are a little deeper like you, they care enough to think about it, which is good. Well, if I could leave you with this, Sam, is that okay? Can I take just a few minutes to monologue? According to the Bible, which I know you don't believe is God's word, and that's a whole other topic. The Bible says God made you, He created you, He loves you, and yet the fact that you're seeking purpose implies that someone made you for a purpose. And one's greatest desire is to find that purpose. I can totally see why, and I don't mean this in a condescending way at all, Sam, but I can totally see why with your views, you're wondering what is the purpose to life. And I mean, how long would it take you to get all the knowledge possible? Billions and billions of years. You never could. There's so much knowledge, right? So searching for it is good, but it's possible to know, I believe, Sam, is the truth, an absolute truth, and to know it for sure and to be fulfilled by it. And that truth comes from God's word, which says you were created and you're a sinner. You've done wrong things. I'm sure there's things you've done that you have guilt for, as I do too. And Jesus Christ died for that sin. God became man, and He rose from the dead, and He wants to give you that purpose for living. But it requires, this is the hardest part, it requires a willingness to admit, God, I'm a sinner, and I don't deserve your mercy, but you offer it, so I'm going to receive it. Without feeling like I have to do good works to earn it. And then you obey God because He loves you, not so that He will. You know what I mean? It's like I got 4 kids, Sam, and I sure hope I don't force religion on them. I do teach them the Bible. They love it, and I think the reason they love it is because what we try to do is remind them, guys, we're teaching this to you because we love you, not because we're trying to form you into some strict code. Right, we care about you. We do believe it's the truth, and we want you to see how it's changed our lives. You know what I mean? So just some stuff to think about. But thank you for taking the time. Appreciate it.